BenderForest.com.
What is up, everybody? It's Alex from IHE TV right now, and we got another Destiny video for you guys. The new season came out yesterday as of me recording this, and I did it for the last season, and there's a lot of Destiny stuff that's happened that I want to talk about. So let's have a look and see what is going on here, because
The dreaming city.
oh my god.
A wish to pursue the witness.
Oh yeah, the witness is a thing. Yeah, see ya, Megamind. Season of your mom, coming in. I've had 2 cups of coffee, so I'm ready to run a marathon. I have an unusually high level of energy. Although I'm sure it's quickly going to dissipate when I have to talk about what's been going on with this franchise and Bungie. God, it's so annoying how when you sign it, I haven't played this game in a while. The way it just puts you into a mission. There's so much like admin you need to do and want to do first, or you're going to be like missing out on bounties and all this stuff. And I don't know what my inventory looks like. Okay, it's not too messy. But even then, give me a choice in the matter, huh? I know you want to sell this stuff, but god damn it. Look at that environment.
I've been preoccupied.
Haven't we all? What's our situation?
The Techians evacuated the keep with Riven's heart. The Vex have since fortified their position.
Then let's cut them down and take back what's ours.
Let's take them down. Hi. Man, I wish they could just make campaigns again. Just give me like a 4-hour 8-mission Halo campaign. Like, god damn it. That I can actually replay. All this environmental art and architecture and lighting, it's all just like wasted. Find Riven's resting place. So I guess I'll start with like my thoughts on that last season of your dad. Pretty boring and bad. Like the the seasonal model is like so dull. They say, yeah, there's the seasonal story, man. You're doing the story. And it's like, I guess there technically is a story, but to access said story, you have to do a seasonal activity that's like time-gated in between story missions. And even then, the story missions, most of them take place in the same environment, and it's just you traversing a little bit deeper each time. An okay idea, kind of a roguelike sort of concept, but it's not a full roguelike. Still no horde, no rogue thing that's like replayable anyway, in a fun way, present in the game. I just fall into the same pattern with every one of these seasons, where the season comes out, I'll play it the day it comes out, do a story mission or whatever until it's time gated, and then not play it until all the story missions are out and over, and then just kind of rocket through it in a few hours. And then you really see the limitations of the design in terms of the repetition. It's like, man, there has to be a better way of doing this. This is so... And then just the whole reliance on seasonal activities, it just doesn't... It doesn't make me want to revisit the game, you know? Like when a new Fortnite season or Apex Legends season or whatever comes out, there's not... They don't do that game mode thing in the same way. Where it's like, well, I suppose they kind of do sometimes. Like, there'll be in Apex or whatever, there might be a capture the flag mode or something experimental like that. But first of all, it's a free-to-play. Absolutely no barrier to entry. They're charging for this stuff, you know? And not just a small amount. There's like, and I'll talk about this more shortly. Some of I actually can't shoot this. I've got no... What, can this do it? Oh my god. Okay, I need some ammo then. Oops. I don't want to use Water Dawn anymore, I'm bored. Let's try something crazy. Let's go a little bit crazy over here. Oh, I have ammo now, what? Okay. That's weird. A little bit of a sound glitch going on. I want shotgun though. Transform and Destiny out. Oh. So honestly, should probably talk a little bit about the state of this game, and especially community sentiment, because it's always been an up and down. I describe it as stock market. I'll let this dialogue finish. Yeah, so with the up and downs of this game, this franchise, I truly, and I don't think this is hyperbole or like a recency bias thing, I don't think the game has ever been in as bad of a place as it is now. Where am I? In the Keep of Voices. Where do I go for that? Oops. Sorry, I've been playing all these different shooters, so I'm programmed for Cyberpunk right now, so I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Oh, okay, I guess it's this way. This is cool. Hey, it's the Vault of Glass guys. Let's pop a pit. So yeah, I keep getting distracted. The state of the community in that video that I brought up in my Lightfall review, that clip of is it the community manager or someone at Bungie talking about apathy is what we need to really fear, because then it's kind of really over. It's over for real at that point, huh? And there's a real apathetic kind of malaise over the Destiny community right now, all kind of stemming from this surprise announcement about the layoffs. And there's been thousands of layoffs in the tech industry, but what makes this one stand out is kind of how unexpected it was following this enormous purchase of Bungie by Sony for what now in hindsight appears to be a hilariously inflated number, like in the billions, part of which was justified with, I think, like $1 billion of that purchase money was intended to be for staff retention, in order to keep the talent, in order to charge forward with this live service thing Sony has planned. Oh my god, that sucks. No. So many people have gone from Bungie now, but the big one for me was Michael Salvatore, the composer, he's been there for so long. He's like DNA of the company. He's ingrained. And it's like it's been the one continuous thing I've praised about this game is the music, and letting him go, and this announcement of them Bungie missing, it was like 45% of their predicted earnings, so they're like that far behind. So of course they're knee-jerk panicking and trying to get costs down a little bit. And it's like this perfect storm of garbage for the company, because not only is the Lightfall came out the way it was, community sentiment is down, the game is old, is getting harder and harder to support, getting older, onboarding is in maybe the worst state it's ever been. Players who have been around since the beginning are, you know, they're hemorrhaging, because like we've kind of seen it all. It's getting old. This whole model, it's very old, especially if we compare it to some of the contemporaries, and this just being a brutal year as far as how good it is for games, you know? Like, I've been playing like a little bit of Cyberpunk, and it is hilarious how it puts games like this to shame. But with all this stuff gone, them being so behind as far as their predicted earnings, so much DNA of the company, I mean, that has been hemorrhaging for years too. And it's basically completely unrecognizable to the Bungie that I kind of fell in love with back in the day, that got me into Destiny to begin with. There's this weird sunken cost fallacy, I've just got to see this to the end thing. I feel like not only me, but a lot of people who have played Destiny on and off throughout the years have at this point. But now the final shape has been delayed as well for like 7 months, so this season has to last 7 months. Obviously wasn't planned, so the story will probably, whatever the seasonal story is, will wrap up in like February or whatever. But then there's this huge gap where they're going to have to try and plug it in with something. And I just really think they're going to struggle keeping those player numbers up, because just every decision they make seems to be the worst one. It's like, what? So there's no marathon to be seen. So like I don't know if that's how long we got to wait for that to emerge in some form, or so what is that? Are they banking on marathon? Are they banking on the final shape being a huge success and somehow changing things? Because I don't know if the company just seems to be in a really bad spot, honestly. And kind of a good way of measuring it is the attitude of the Destiny YouTubers. Like, Datto, as of me recording this, he uploaded a video about this season like a few hours ago, and man, they just sound miserable, man. They sound so unhappy and jaded, and just like, why does it have to be this way? And especially, I'll get onto it after this mission is over. I want to have a look in the store. There's apparently they are adding in like these crazy onboarding packs that you got to pay like $15 for or something, for like some resources, which way back in the day they promised they would never do. But I'll rant about that in a bit. So yeah, it's really not looking good for the state of the game. I'm disappointed simply because I have to wait longer to make my video. I was kind of looking forward to doing that in February or whatever it was going to be. Now I've got to wait till, I think it's June. The final shape's going to come out now. But this does make the story more interesting. It's like, wow, I really thought they were going to kind of be able to coast a little bit more, at least have a bit more of that security being picked up by Sony. But it's almost like the opposite, and their future just does not look very bright. And where does the buck stop? I guess you got to say at management. It's kind of crazy to me, and I don't know this as a fact, but it doesn't seem like they've had any part of the studio working on a Destiny follow-up outside of the final shape. They're not interested in like a sequel that actually iterates on the things that need to be iterated on and provide a more stable foundation that can perhaps be supported in a better way than this notorious engine and, you know, code rot and baggage that comes with this franchise. Like, it desperately needs a refresh, you know. But if that's not being developed now, and if they if they started now, it would take years. It would take 5 years minimum, with the trajectory of the way the industry is going. So what, are they just like banking on? They're banking on Marathon, but they're also banking on Destiny somewhat. They're still attached to the sinking ship, and a large portion of the studio will be working on Destiny right now. It just seems like such a misuse of resources. And like, I don't know if... I know the trailer for Marathon has a lot of views on YouTube and it was popping off. It's not necessarily an indication of how it's going to sell or perform when it's actually in the public. But man, I don't know, I don't have a good feeling about that game. It doesn't have that Bungie factor that got me into Destiny to begin with, or Halo 3 or whatever. I think it's a really interesting time as an observer, but man, if you're a genuine fan of this game, I don't know what to tell you, but things do not look good, and I don't know how to spin it any other way. And like, honestly, man, the damage Lightfall did, it's like the perfect storm. Because narratively, it's so uninteresting because of how they dropped the ball so hard with Lightfall and failed to build up this Thanos-type character that's supposed to be the biggest threat in the universe. This is it, and he's like this lame Megamind goofy mother. Oh my god, is there a puzzle?
Hear me, Riven.
Okay, now they're gonna ask me to buy something. What do you want me to buy? I think I have enough silver to buy this season, I hope so. Oh, okay, I'm here now. I was so disappointed how little they used Savathun last season. It's like, the whole Savathun thing was like another blue ball in like, oh, this is like something that could potentially become something cool. at the end of Witch Queen. It's like, oh, they're going to bring her back. They're going to do something with her. So she comes back in the last cutscene of last season and is immediately killed again. Where is she?
Come on, let's talk.
Okay, let's talk. Let's talk.
Hey, Guardian. Yeah, over here.
Nice tease. Okay, here we are. Oh my god, what's down here? A little goo room, I like that.
To be a cost we kept paying
Paying
all these years later.
What is the witness doing right now?
Above all else,
Like, what is he doing?
pursue the witness.
Is he just chilling?
Need an operative to finish this
He's like inside the Traveler doing something.
to enact the final wish.
Maybe that's what these seasons need, is like halfway through the story you got like to see what the witness was doing, because it really saps away some of the like tension of what we're supposed to be building up to.
Queen's for censor.
Here we go. Buy it. Buy thing we've already given you before. I remember getting this rocket launcher before. Nice. What a deal. Story and activities, seasonal rank rewards, new gear. You're not telling me and more. You got and more? Hell yeah, I love and more. Get season pass. I've got just the perfect amount of silver. I'm a genius. Watch this. Watch me waste my money. Oh god. Oh, and they give you... Oof, this is tough. This is like burning money right here. Watching this bar fill is like just... It's like them picking your pocket. Oh, here we go. Take my money. Oh, okay. So these are like new weapons to me, but I barely played anything in the Dreaming City back in the day. So apparently they're all just reused. Why does this reset too? What a dumb, stupid design choice. So you basically just hover, if you play the amount I play, you basically just hover around these three and it just resets every season. There's like nothing fun about doing this rigmarole every time. Right, whatever. I'm getting distracted. It's time to look in the store. Why, what? Why are you not letting me out? Let me out! Oh my god. Let's have a look at this. Let's see what's new to purchase. Dragon's Breath. What have they done to it? I don't remember it being very good in Destiny 1. Rockets embed themselves in struck targets and periodically eject incendiary fuel that inflicts scorch. The longer this weapon goes without firing, the more fuel the next rocket contains. Okay, could be worse. I like scorch. I just started using some fire stuff, so let's use this for a little bit and see how it fares. Nice. Nice. Got distracted again. God, my brain is so unfocused. Store. Here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. Let's have a look at this. So for the same price of the season, you could instead get the Barrel Bath, which is an emote. Yes, you can watch your money burn on those candles, like those candles, the wax dripping down like your pennies out of your wallet. New accessory bundles. So they just straight up sell shaders. God, that sucks, man. And with like how stale the loot ball is as well, it's like, man, you really, this could really help your damn game if this was actually something you could earn without having to go through this mobile game store. So where is the stuff people are getting mad about? God, it's such a mobile game. Where do they be putting it? Or it's on Steam, maybe? Just gonna have a little look and see if I can find it. Ah, okay, I found it. It's on Steam. The Destiny 2 Starter Pack. So what do you get? So you get a couple exotics, you get a couple ships, you get a ghost shell, you get 125,000 glimmer, and some resources. For 50, how much is this in the UK? $12.99. Crazy ripoff. And also something they said they would never do. So, but this, God, this makes me mad. The amount of people that complain, and I've been on this day one since the Eververse store dropped, right? I've been saying this is a slippery slope. This is only going to go one way, and look where we are. Look at this. Look at what I'm looking at right here. This is stupid. This is so lame. What about this is fun? It's got to be one of the worst integrations of a store in any game. You know? Like, they're egregious in Fortnite. They're like the prices and everything. They're egregious in Apex Legends, but they're free to play. You can play the base of it. This is, man, it is such a cake and eat your two situation for them. And even then they couldn't make it work. It's like, from the beginning, these, like, Bungie fanboys who've been defending this store when it's been getting worse and worse and worse. More and more whales, all this money just being sunk into it for nothing. Them gradually monetizing more and more aspects of the game in order to try and beef up this unsustainable business model that they kind of led the charge with. And now it's coming back to bite them, and it's somehow like the audience's fault for not spending enough. It's like, well, maybe if you designed your game a little better and had a better flow to this, then perhaps you wouldn't be in that economic position you're in, even with the crazy purchases and cash injections from China and Sony funneling you a few billion, which is supposedly mostly already gone, and firing the composer because he would have had one of the higher salaries at the company because he's just been there for so long. But like, man, that's what makes your company what it is. The DNA of it is so important. And I just really think they're in trouble, man. They're in big trouble. And I'm here for it. This is like an interesting story. But not the game, I mean like the meta story of the business side and the company. I don't know if it's too strong to say, but this game might be one of the best borderline scams in the entire industry. As far as like the way they have used content reuse, the way they have like barely had to make anything actually new or substantive, probably since Forsaken, where this character model was from. And that was so long ago. What year was that? Was that, what, 2017, 2018? So Forsaken was, yeah, September 2018. And I would argue Destiny 2 and the whole Destiny thing was already on the border of feeling a bit kind of old and needing work. Even around then. Like, there was so many core problems with the game back then. And it's like, it's just snowballed. Okay, I guess we can wrap this up with this. This is the seasonal activity. Oh, this is new. Oh, Fireteam Finder. I also heard, I think they added in the ability to look at your vault while you're in orbit, which is probably a good change. It's just stagnant. What a stagnant game. And it's like there's no angle to it that is fulfilling. Like, if I was a PvP player, not enough maps, not enough content, forget about it. If I wanted to grind strikes, that you have no control over which ones you play, so you end up just playing these really long, repetitive ones in a random order that often, yeah, just brings up the same strike again and again. If you want to do the story stuff, you're like wedged in between all this. It's like, there's no good avenue to play this game. Like, even if it was just a pure, I want to collect all the weapons, even that is like a nightmare, if not borderline impossible, without spending like money at this point. I was even looking at some of the achievements. Some of them are like kind of bugged or really difficult to get now because of various things that have been phased out of the game. Look at this though. This guy is level 9 already, and this came out yesterday. He's had less than 24 hours and he's already that high. It's just, at this point, anyone's bag of tricks would be spent with the core being the same. They're so railroaded by the design. It's like, it's almost impossible for them to do anything interesting with it at this point. What is the, like, what is the excuse that it doesn't have some of these, like, features or game modes? Because, yeah, if I wanted to collect the weapons, what is fun about you load up a season, it's like, oh yeah, a bunch of, like, reskinned guns you've already seen a million times. It's such a stale sandbox as far as that's concerned. I don't even like sidearms, why am I using this? I'm gonna pause like one of those frames that was just on screen. The amount of information going on there. Such a mess. But guns do pew pew and feel nice. God, the way they communicate information is so obtuse. Like there was this whole puzzle section thing that was in the last season, and my god, the design of it was like awful. Whenever they venture outside of the shooty, it's like so bad. Season of the Deep as well, like this whole underwater segment stuff, like ugh. Like what are we doing? Form a portal to escape the trapped room. Plates activated, 2 of 3. I'm gonna die. Nice. Oh my god, one of them did it. Thank you, man, whoever did that.
Fall with what remains of your...
It's weird the way they do this, you like can't get in. That's a weird bug. So if I just stand here, I don't need to engage. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna play now. Immediately dies. Immediately dies. Immediately dies? No, immediately lives. Hooray! Now, what the hell is going on? Not these guys. The Taken are here and they're doing it. They're doing that thing they do. You know, that thing they always do. Taken, they're back. Oh, F it. Bringing out the big guns here, baby.
Yeah, get killed.
Eat one of these! Nice. Okay, we did that fine. Oh, right, okay. You can have thoughtful. Thank you. Monster Slayer set now available. Add the Monster Slayer Universal Ornaments to your collection, available in the Eververse store all season long. Oh god. It's gonna get me. What is it, like a Monster Hunter thing? Or Witcher thing? Witcher. Man, they're going in on this stuff. And how much do they charge for this? 2,000 silver. You scummy motherfucker. Oh my god. Survive the gauntlet. Save the clutch. Storm the keep. Reap your rewards. Nice. Mysterious minor arcana found. What are you talking about? Expansions on sale. Launch sale? Hooray! It's not gonna work. So how do you look at your vault? There we go. Nice. That's a good feature. Finally. So crazy that you couldn't do this before. I don't know what's valuable or good. I used to follow the meta and stuff in Destiny 1 and like know what was popping, but this is just like completely random. Just in this loop where like you go to Helm, you have a few conversations, then you go do the seasonal activity, then you come back and you start the loop again while listening to dialogue that usually sucks. I work alone. In that space between the last season and this one, played a bunch of Starfield.
That fun, huh?
By all accounts, just really not a very good game, but part of it is weird. I've got such a love-hate relationship with that game. There's a lot I kind of like about it, like the aesthetic and that whole NASA punk thing, but so goddamn janky, and the loading screen stuff is so obtuse. But it was scratching something that this game never scratched. Complete blind well runs in the Dreaming City. And that's when I stopped playing. So, first impressions, this is another Destiny season. It's not really mixing up the formula at all. I would have to imagine they are panicking at that studio, trying to hold over these 7 months before the final shape comes out with whatever this is, and I think they're dropping something around March or around that time in spring, where it's supposed to be some kind of free update that prepares you for the final shape. But we'll see what that's all about. But this honestly, the state of this game is dire. It's really hard to see where it's going or where it's gonna go, and I really I find it very difficult to see any kind of redemption arc, or I don't know, maybe the campaign will be good in the final shape, but I don't know why many people would care at this point outside of this warped sense of obligation myself and a ton of other people in the player base have had for a long time. I'm going to leave you on an image of this awful mobile game store garbage. Hope you have a good day otherwise. I'll see you soon.
RenderForce.com